Hi, I'm Dana. Welcome to this week's video. Well, kids are almost back to school. The summer has come to an end and we need to start thinking about getting our little people to bed again at a decent hour. I've just gone through this with my teens, so it's fresh in my mind. I want to give you a few tips here today to get yourself set up for a great school year. The first thing is you've got to start early. You can't just do this Sunday night before the first day of school because it's going to be too much of a shock to their little systems, especially if you've let things slide over the summer and they've been going to bed much later than usual. So first of all, make sure it's nice and dark in the room. I know in a lot of places it's still summer hours, which means the sun is up until 9 or 10 o'clock at night some places. So we need to get some blackout blinds in there or hang some navy sheets on the windows. Just really get darkness on our side because that plays a huge, huge role in stimulating our melatonin and getting us sleepy enough for bed. Then I would say at least a week, 2 would be even better, but at least a week before school starts, you need to start getting their body clocks back on track. If you've gone way off the rails and they've been going to bed much later, then slowly start moving it back by about a half an hour every 2 or 3 nights, kind of keep slowly bumping it back to the original bedtime. This will mean too that you're going to have to do you may have to do a little bit of manipulation on the morning side too, with waking them up or opening the door a little bit, letting some sunlight in to stimulate a wake up so that they're waking up early enough that they can be ready for bed at an earlier hour. Bedtime routines are also super important. Hopefully those haven't gone too far off track. You might need to clean it up a little bit, but we want a bedtime routine of about 5 steps in that process. We need it to be sort of repetitive, the same every night. Start with a bath, then jammies, teeth brush, story time, bed. Those are my favorite 5. And just get this really predictable for the child. You could start a reward chart if you've got a child who's not super in love with going back to school or getting back on track with bed. You could start a little simple reward chart where, if you can get yourself ready for bed on time, if we can do it in a cooperative manner and get the lights out at the time we need to, then you can have a reward in the morning for that. The reward needs to come pretty immediately, so as soon as she wakes up for the day, she needs to be given that reward to really make that set in. And that'll help sort of get things back on track. Another thing you really want to be watching out for, and this can be with any age, but certainly with school-aged children, any kind of screen activity needs to be turned off at least an hour before bed, and that's going to help get that melatonin where we need it to be. Any kind of screen, from a phone to a television to a computer screen, all of that emits what we call blue light, which is the most that interferes the most with melatonin production. So keeping screens completely off, even going around and turning off any unnecessary lighting in the house, that will be helpful for getting your little ones ready and back on track for bed and back to school time. It is a beautiful thing. Thanks so much for watching today. Sleep well.